Is enlightenment possible within the system, or is it an illusion? Most people don't arrive at this question from peace. They arrive from the wreckage of something that was supposed to work, the grind that stopped making sense, the loss that didn't heal the way it was supposed to, the realization that the self they'd constructed couldn't hold any more weight. This video explores the paradox of enlightenment within the system. Stoicism, as articulated by Epictetus, offers a framework for understanding the tension between inner freedom and external constraints. Epictetus taught that true freedom lies in accepting what cannot be changed and acting virtuously within what can. This aligns with modern notions of personal agency, but diverges in its emphasis on inner peace rather than systemic change. The Stoics believed that enlightenment was a state of mind, not a societal condition. This perspective resonates with the Buddhist concept of detachment from worldly desires, emphasizing the cultivation of equanimity in the face of life's unpredictability. A key psychological mechanism in Stoicism is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or the contemplation of potential misfortunes, which helps to diminish the emotional impact of future adversities. Through this practice, one can develop a more resilient and composed approach to life's challenges. The body often signals the tension between inner freedom and external constraints through somatic responses. People may experience chronic tension, digestive issues, or sleep disturbances as their bodies react to the stress of navigating a system that feels inescapable. These physical manifestations can precede or bypass conceptual understanding, offering a direct pathway to awareness. The body's wisdom can guide one to recognize the need for change before the conceptual mind grasps the same truth. In the tradition of Taoism, the concept of qi or life energy highlights how disruptions in this flow can manifest as physical ailments, urging practitioners to align their bodies and minds for holistic well-being. Neuroscience offers insights into the brain processes involved in navigating the tension between inner freedom and external constraints. Research by Richard Davidson at the University of Wisconsin-Madison has shown that mindfulness practices can alter brain activity, reducing stress and enhancing emotional regulation. However, these practices may not address systemic issues, highlighting a gap between personal transformation and societal change. The brain's capacity for adaptation does not necessarily translate to systemic enlightenment. For instance, the practice of vipassana, an ancient Buddhist meditation technique, can lead to significant changes in brain function, fostering a deeper sense of peace and clarity. Yet, this inner peace may not directly translate into broader social justice efforts, underscoring the complexity of integrating personal and collective transformation. The human mind resists enlightenment within the system because it challenges the very structures that provide security and identity. The paradox lies in the need to transcend the system while simultaneously relying on it for survival. This bind creates a cognitive dissonance that is difficult to reconcile. The mind cannot hold both the desire for freedom and the fear of losing security at once, leading to a constant tension. In Zen Buddhism, this tension is often illustrated through the concept of mo, which represents the negation of conceptual thinking. Practitioners are encouraged to let go of rigid structures to embrace a more fluid and open state of being. This process can be seen as a form of identity diffusion, where the self dissolves into a broader awareness, challenging the ego's stronghold. This shift is not easy. It requires a deep trust in the unknown, a leap that many find daunting. Access to enlightenment is often contingent on material safety, cultural context, and social position. Historically, those with the luxury of time and resources have pursued spiritual paths, while marginalized communities have been excluded. The system's constraints are not just external, but also internalized, making it difficult for those without privilege to seek enlightenment. The path to enlightenment is not equally accessible, and this inequality must be acknowledged. For instance, in the Zen tradition, monastic life was traditionally reserved for those who could afford to leave their daily responsibilities. This exclusivity reflects a broader issue where privilege and access to spiritual practices are intertwined. The psychological mechanism of learned helplessness can further entrench these disparities, where individuals from marginalized backgrounds may internalize their lack of access as a personal failing rather than a systemic issue. The path to enlightenment, therefore, remains fraught with the shadows of power and privilege. Is enlightenment possible within the system, or does it require stepping outside?